Hemet San Jacinto Student of the Month Breakfast. My name is Karina Chum. I sit on the Student of the Month committee, and I'm also here representing Altura Credit Union. The purpose for this program is to recognize these outstanding students for their commitment to academics and their love of learning, in addition to their involvement in school and community activities and their ability to overcome difficult life challenges in a setting that honors God, our country, family, community, and free enterprise. So we'll get started with the order. We'll call up Hemet High School, Dr. Emily Shaw, Principal.
Good morning. First, I'd like to thank again the dignitaries and Student of the Month Council for putting this event together, the dignitaries for being here. It's a wonderful opportunity to be able to recognize students. As Karina was trying to guess, we have 569 seniors in our graduating class of 2016, and McKay is currently ranked number 3. 13 years ago when I started at Val Vista Elementary in Hemet, I clearly remember this, and I don't think McKay does, but it was an outside assembly and I was announcing award winners, and I'm like, McKay Formica, and he comes up and says, it's a Formica. So today, when I get to introduce him today, I'll do it correctly. It's McKay Formica. But a couple weeks ago, I was in my office, and this is how McKay was selected as Student of the Month. We made an error in calculating a very important award, not quite as distinguished as Student of the Month, but we were calculating an award, and there was an error in the calculation. And so he was incorrectly announced, and he said, so I had to bring him in and clarify it. He said, that's okay. I knew it wasn't me. And the girl who gets, the person who ended up winning or earning these honors, she deserves it more than me. So that's just an example of McKay's character and just the type of person he is. And I called his mom and I just said, like, he's like just the coolest kid. But I can tell you, he's known on campus. He represents our school well. He's part of our mock trial team. He's an athlete on campus. He's a distinguished AP scholar. He's got a tremendous GPA. I'll let him tell you what that is. He's got an outstanding SAT score. I'll let him tell you what that is if he wants to. It's over 2,100. But he's a great kid. He's involved in his church. He's involved in the community. But, I mean, it was one of those things that you dread as a principal, having to call him in and admit that you've made a mistake. And he just couldn't have been more humble about it. And we couldn't pick a better kid to represent our school this month as Student of the Month. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dawn Saunier, his counselor, and she'll tell you a little bit more about McKay.
Good morning. And again, I'm Dawn Saunier, school counselor at Hemet High School. McKay is one of those rare students that as a counselor can honestly say that they will see exceptional outcomes from him. Not only has he earned numerous awards and recognitions for achievements in academics, but he is the whole package outside of school. Last year, his junior year, I nominated McKay for the Riverside County Bar Association for the mock trial team, and to which he won that award. He was also the Eagle Scout Award in Boy Scouts, and he's a nature enthusiast, which I also am. He has hiked the top of Mount Whitney. He's an avid backpacker, and I heard that he's a rock climber as well. And like I said, I live in Idlewild, and when I hear a student just decides to run up to Tahquitz Peak on a whim, that just amazes me about McKay. McKay has proven to be top of the class, as Dr. Shaw explained. I will tell everybody your GPA, which is a 4.38, which we're very proud of. Yes, you can clap for that. That is very exciting, very hard worker. McKay is also well-rounded. He's an intelligent student, as you can tell with his GPA, and he also has a hint of silliness about him. He has an internal drive that's going to make our world a better place. It's students like McKay that give me hope for our future and make me proud of my school that I work at and the city that I work for. Thank you, and here's McKay Formica.
I just want to thank everyone for having me here today. This is a great honor. I think they just announced all the dignitaries to make me a little bit more nervous, so that, and they also gave me talking points, which is nice. So it says, what do you believe your greatest contribution to your community, school, or family? Now, I think I'm a little young to have a greatest contribution to my community, school, or family. But maybe the most influence I could say I've had is as an example to my little brother, to people who I've had on my teams. I just try to be the best I can and to help them as much as I can. As a future career plans, I plan on being an engineer one day. I love building things. I love the math and the science that goes into it. love seeing those things constructed, thinking about all the problems that they could face and the problems you can fix with thinking. It's wonderful to me. And the most significant life lesson that I've learned is also one of the challenges I've overcome. They talked about how I climbed Mount Whitney. That was a very challenging adventure. As I was climbing the mountain, there was a point where I just couldn't take another step. I looked up and I saw that mountain, but I couldn't make it. But then I just decided to do it anyways. I just kept walking up that mountain. I couldn't feel my legs. The air was gone. There's 14,000 feet. There's nothing up there. There's no plants, no animals, not even birds fly that high. And I just kept going to the top. And then once we got there, stayed for an hour, took a lot of breaks, ate some food and came back down. But it was that point that I realized that I could do anything that I set my mind to, that I just needed to push on beyond what I thought I was capable of. I hope I can apply that to as many areas of my life as possible. And if I can do that, I believe that that's what I can do for my community. That's what I can use to pay back what you guys have honored me today. I just hope that I'm able to live up to that. Thank you.
Okay, it's no fair making me go last. I'm a ball baby. I was thinking about our kids. We see our kids as parents at their very best and sometimes at their very worst, and we love them no matter what. And sometimes at occasions like this, we kind of pat ourselves on the back and say, good job. But really, all we do is teach them correct principles and they govern themselves. And so I'm just really grateful for McKay. For making good choices and for being honest and being having integrity and being the person he is. And we'll miss him next year. Thanks.
First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate all the students of the month that are being honored this afternoon, or this morning as it were, and their parents and everybody who supported them. Your accomplishments are amazing in and of their own right, and it's very impressive to see the collection of people in this room who are here to honor you. So congratulations to everybody. This morning, it is my honor to introduce a very special young man, Kyle Condis. I don't want to steal too much of the thunder, but I'll tell you how I first came to know Kyle. Not meet him, but come to know him. I'm standing on a football field. It was a warm afternoon, and we're watching a JV football game. And I'm standing there with our athletic director, Kathleen Alvarez, and I hear someone announcing the game, and I say, "Who is that? I don't recognize that voice." She goes, "Oh, it's one of our students, Kyle Condis." Kyle who? And she says, "No, he's a sophomore on campus. The gentleman who was supposed to announce the game today didn't show up, and he just walked up and said, 'I can do it for you.'" And that is very much symbolic of who Kyle is, not only in the skill, because when you hear Kyle, you'll understand why he announces many things on our campus, but this uncommon poise, this presence, how he engages people, how he engages the community, and most of all, how he just steps in and says, "Hey, someone needs a little help. Let me help out here." And that's Kyle Condis. And this speaks nothing about his skill and acumen as a performer on the stage and in vocal music. This morning, it is my distinct honor to introduce Kyle. But first, I'd like to introduce Joanne Gongwer, his choir teacher. Joanne.
When our department was asked to recommend one of our students for this honor, our department chair brought it up and said, "Here's what it is," and there was kind of a silence of, and then one teacher put forth, "Well, I think Kyle," and then I said, "Well, I'm all for Kyle," and everybody goes, and so anybody else? Silence. So it was a unanimous and complete decision. Kyle was our guy. I remember the first time I ever saw Kyle in a production, before I actually came back to teach at West Valley. I didn't even know who he was, and I watched a production I was not particularly fond of, but there was this one kid, and he played his role, and I thought, that kid, that kid has something. So the next year, I was delighted. I come back to teaching, and I met that kid. And he is amazing. He's heavily involved in drama. He's a state thespian officer. He does a lot with that. He's huge in the drama department. You can find Kyle on stage doing a fantastic job, probably being a lead in the show. And you also find him behind the scenes, helping with the tickets, helping with the costumes, keeping the kids all in line, keeping everybody on task, keeping on that. He's like everywhere. I don't know how he does it. Anyway, I have him in choir. And when I first came back, I did not ask him to be a choir officer because he's so heavily involved in drama, but he was the hardest working choir student who was not an officer I ever saw in my life. And he had really helped us organize. When you hear him talk, you'll know he's a bass. And as a bass. He's really good at the low notes. But he's doing Bert in Mary Poppins, and Bert has some high notes. And most singers, this would be, no. But for him, he just embraced it. He worked on it. We worked through it with him, and he's doing a great job for a student to expand their range in that way, that fast, is really amazing. I think when you hear him talk, you realize, if nothing else, he has a career in voiceovers. But he's a wonderful young man, and it's just a privilege to work with him, and we all love and appreciate him.
Morning, everybody. Never gets old. I want to thank everybody for being here today. This is a really big honor to me, and I'm so thankful that you gave me this opportunity. You also gave me a bunch of questions, which is really nice, but I have some questions for all of you, actually. What is nothing? Can nothing be considered anything at all? Does nothing exist? According to the Oxford Dictionary, nothing is the absence of value. Well, for the first time in my life, I disagree with the dictionary. So, I have been called nothing. I have been told that I'm no good at what I do. I have been told that I should stop now. I have been told that no matter what, I should settle for a job at McDonald's, Burger King, anybody that'll take me. It came for a very long time. I lost my drive. And I didn't want to get out of bed in the morning. I didn't want to talk to anybody until my freshman year of high school. I came to West Valley and I saw a poster saying that the murder mystery auditions were this Friday, or Thursday or Sunday of the week, I can't quite remember. And I thought, hey, that might be kind of cool, I should try that out. So I went and auditioned, and when I got there, I was reading over some of the lines that they had given us, and a senior at the time had told me, don't bother, you're not good enough. Well, for the first time, I ignored somebody's advice. And I made probably the most positive decision I could have ever made in my lifetime. So I tried out, I got a decent role, and I slowly worked my way up from there. And that's when I realized that I fell in love with theater. So, for the first time in a very long series of positive decisions, I ignored somebody. And I thought I was good enough. So I tried out, I got the role, and as of today, I'm the first California state thespian officer from Hemet in 20 years, our first year to open up on Mustang Way. I'm a member of one of the original 4 West Valley's men's dance team who actually just won first place in our competition. I'm a drama officer for the 2nd year running. I am in chamber singers, I'm on the dance team, I'm on our school site council. I'm the ASB Community Service Commissioner, and I'm so happy I got involved in all of these things because it really has changed my life. And if it's taught me anything at all, I think it's that I am me, and nobody can do that better than myself. So it's been a long road. since that freshman year and that day that I tried out. But I'm proud of it, and I'm proud of the decisions that I've made. And after a short stop at a community college in LA, I will try to transfer into Cal State Fullerton to pursue my career of acting and hopefully voiceover, announcing or anything like that, because I really have fallen in love with the stage, and I can't imagine myself doing anything else. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Steven, and his brother-in-law. His parents couldn't be here today due to a surgery for his mother, so they wrote a note for him, and they say, as your parents, they'll always want what is best for their children. Moments like this are what they long for. You've made them so proud of the many achievements that you have done. Kyle has shown true dedication to the arts and his schooling, and they're excited to see what Kyle will bring to the future. They're very proud of you, Kyle, and they love you.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to hear everybody's stories and to get to know the youth of today and what we get to look forward to as members of the Hemet San Jacinto community as they graduate from wherever they go to college and come back and help our community grow even more. So please plan on doing that if we haven't already said so. Today we get to talk a little bit about our honoree this morning. We have Miss Jahaira Calvo here to my right, and her family, her mom and her dad, and also her teacher, teaching ceramics for how many years there? A couple years, about eight, probably about 45 altogether. Is that about right? Feels like it. It feels like it. So at this point in time, Jahaira is one of our students on campus who is a quiet hero. She's one who will walk around always with a smile on her face and just has a positive influence with everybody with whom she comes in contact. She is a young lady who, honestly, if you sit down and talk with her, you will find yourself an hour or two later just continuing the conversation quite easily because she smiles, she has a wonderful personality, true character, and a young lady who just lights up the room as she walks in. We're grateful for her contributions on campus in both the theater as well as in the arts and ceramics especially. We're grateful for her and would like to turn the time over to her nominating teacher, Mr. Harfisher.
Thank you, Mr. Gendra. First of all, I'd like to apologize for overdressing. I'm a fine arts teacher in ceramics, so I'm usually wearing clay. So for me to put on clean shoes today was a step up. This young lady came into my class the very first day with that smile, and I said, she's a very pleasant young lady. Working with her is an absolute delight. I have a task where I have to sometimes not be mean, but I have to be critical of artwork. How do we make it better? And so many times kids will go, well, I like it, it's good enough. And I go, well, guess what? My name's on the door, and I'll decide what that is. But this young lady comes in, and we'll sit down and we'll do this evaluation of her project. And she listens, and she'll ask questions. And she'll go back and rework it and bring it to me, and I go, that's better than I thought it would be. One of the things we have to do in class is we have to do a reflection on every assignment we do. And it's Cornell notes, and it's basically what was the assignment, what was the process, what was the problems, solutions, and a summary. Well, I get half my joy out of reading her reflections. She did this one where we do a structure, and I'm going to have her explain it, because when I first saw it, it looked like, I don't know if you're familiar with coil pots, but coil pots, you know, you make a coil and make it. This thing was going off in kind of different directions. Now keep in mind, this is a structure, But then on the outside of this structure, or looked like a hurricane or tornado, was a staircase going up to a little porch. And I thought for a minute that was the last of Dorothy's barn from The Wizard of Oz. But I read this thing and I go, what does that say? What does that say? But anyhow, she is very, very, very detail orientated, because I also have her in fine arts later in the day. And again, she says, Fisher, I'm not very good. I said, no, but you're getting better. And she takes that and goes with it. And she's also, as Mr. Jinder says, she's well received on campus. In the drama department, Ms. Monica Reichel is very positive regarding this young lady is working with the talent program. She's back scenes. She's doing the lighting and sound work for it, and I think helping with makeup or something. Sometimes. But she's just a delight to have in class, so I didn't hesitate at all nominating her. Thank you.
Sure. Hello, everyone. But first of all, I'm sorry, I'm shaking and, nervous. So let me just start off with explaining my project. I made a coil pot, and it looked kind of like a tornado. It's supposed to be looking like if it's gonna fall, but it's not. I mean, it's a little cracked, but it's okay. So I wrote my reflection on a band called the Terms. They're like a band of termites, and their rivals are fleas, and they're called the Fleetles. So I just made their house, I made it a little big for them, but it's okay, because, more room for their parties, and it's fine. They have, their little porch, or their stairway, so they can climb up and get in there. And they have, like, what's it called on the top? Little roof, patio, I don't know what it's called. But it's there for them, too, if they want to go outside and have some sun. Yeah. So I'm really proud of that one. Or the story. Well, I feel a little unprepared hearing all of you guys' speech. I'm not very good with my words. But I'd like to thank everyone for being here, and Mr. Fisher, Mr. Jinja. I'm really thankful for being in his class, because even when I'm feeling down, I can always look forward to going into his class and have a smile on my face, and I hope he feels the same. And, well, I'll always be able to look back and have these memories with him. And if I ever feel down, I would just think about Mr. Fisher and his jokes and just everything, and it's something really good to have with you as you grow. And I want to become a police officer, so I don't really know how this is gonna fit in, but it will somehow, maybe.
Sketch artist.
Oh, it could be a sketch artist, but my plans can change. I can become something else. I don't know. And, well, yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Hello. Well, I'm not speak really good English, but I'm gonna try. I hope you guys understand me. I'm her mom. I'm just really proud of her. She's a really good girl. At home, anywhere. I have a big family. I have 5 kids. She's my baby. And all my family, they love her because not because she's my daughter, but she has a really good feeling, good heart. And sometimes I was laughing about myself when I'm working. I'm thinking about her because she say, Mom, why you never say nothing to me? Why you never angry with me? Why you don't say, don't use the phone, or don't? I say, because you don't give me the opportunity. She always really good girl. Whatever I tell her, you have to do this? Okay, Mom. She never say no. And I'm so proud of her, and I say thanks God because I have her. And I hope you guys understand me. She wants to be a police, and I'm so afraid, but that's her life, that's her decision, and I'm with her. Sometimes I'm so nervous, and I think about, all the danger, but dangerous anywhere. I say, okay, I love her, and I'm so proud of her, and thank you for thank you to Talkies School to give you the opportunity and say, I'm so nervous too. And I hope you guys understand me because I'm not speak really good English. Thank you, and I want to say thank you to her. Thank you, everybody, and I love her.
My name is Dave Fargas. I'm the principal of Hamilton High School up in Anza. And today we have our superstar, Senquan Yu. He's here with his mom and his superstar sister, and also with his science teacher, Mr. Adam Bishop. We appreciate the opportunity to come here and honor all these students today. And I can also see, I'm sure we all can, the value in having other communities visit and watch this incredible, well-structured and well-supported opportunity for us all to honor these high flyers. I don't think anybody does it better. I'm very impressed and very proud to be part of this from our 2 districts and also the sponsors and Karina that support this wonderful opportunity. Every single time I come here, something's going on in my life as a 44-year-old guy with teenage boys, and I'm in some kind of little rut with something in life, and I leave here just ready to fly, just inspired by young men and young ladies that are half my age. That's how powerful it is here today, every single time we meet. And you can kind of think of it as if you're ever making, like in a blender, a milkshake, and you're throwing different ingredients in, motivation, intelligence, well-organized and disciplined families, loving families. But that milk that you pour in at the end, it seems like it's always perseverance. It doesn't matter what their story is. It's about Mount Whitney. It's always about that. Or like Rocky Balboa, just get up, So we see all these students with these different talents, and every single one of them smarter than I am. But there's also that ingredient of perseverance, because they can be talented and they could also fall down, but what do? They get up, or they take a break, have a sandwich, and they look up and say, the mountain's not that much farther. So just really impressive. The young man we have today, Senquan, I've known him since he was, maybe he was a little shorter than me at the time, 5th grade, and at Cottonwood School, and he's always been the same guy. Works well with others, all about his business, has friends always around him, never has conflict because he knows how to deal with people, which is huge, and also always trying to say, oh wait, I have a B+ in that class or a B+ on that test, I'm going to work harder. And then you wouldn't see him for a while because he's somewhere behind closed doors making sure it turns into an A. He's our salutatorian at our school, and we're very proud of everything he's done at our school since he was a young man, and now he's an old man as a senior. So I will pass it on to Mr. Bishop, and he will talk a little bit more about our superstar, Senquan.
So I first met Senquan on the basketball court. I was his JV basketball coach, and like Mr. Fargas said, he just puts all his effort out there that he can. And then last year I had him in class. He took both my chemistry and physics class, both in the same year, and top student in both those classes. And now this year he's a tutor for my chemistry class, so he came back to help me there. And as well, he injured his hand, so he couldn't play basketball this year, but he came with us to all our games and did manager-type duties for us. And so, and then when I nominated him, I did find out that he's also the salutatorian, so very deserving of this award.
Hello, my name is Senquan Yu, and I am from Hamilton High School. And I thank everyone for being here, and I am very honored to be nominated as a Student of the Month. And first of all, I want to thank Mr. Bishop for nominating me, and Mr. Farkas for being my great principal since my middle school year, and my parents for supporting me throughout my life. Even though they can't speak English, understand English, they've always been there for me. And I first came to the United States when I was in 4th grade, and everything was a whole new experience for me. Everything was different. The language, the culture, the food, everything. And one thing I didn't get when I first got here is people saying "you" I'm like, what do you guys say that? It's weird. But then after a year or two, I started saying it without even noticing it, and I find that pretty funny. Yeah. Anyways, we came to America to seek for a better opportunity, but it didn't go as well as we planned. My parents struggled financially, and I struggled, of course, with language barrier. I struggled with English, and but as the time went on, like I gotten better at it, but I still have a lot of areas to improve on. But because of this, I learned that even though like it doesn't matter where you start from, if you start from the way bottom, if you keep trying, you will succeed no matter what, and that always improve, always try to beat yourself, always try to improve upon your past, and that you will succeed, and that's the significant lesson that I've learned. And then I want to take that to college, and after college, when I go into the real world, I feel like it's gonna help me a lot. And let's see, where am I? And finally my future goal is to become an engineer. I like math and science, and I really want to thank everyone for being here. And yeah, that's it. Thank you. And I'll translate for her. She can't speak English, so. She says, "Thank you for letting me be here."
이렇게까지 이 자리에 네가 올 수 있게끔 인도해 주신 선생님들께 너무 감사한다고.
And she says, "Thank everyone that supported me throughout my life, so I can achieve this and stand here and give a speech about it." And she said, "She's very proud of me."
So, as we see the language barrier, sometimes as principals, you get to know the families that are going to just show up in the office with something to discuss or are angry about something. St. Juan's mom, I've only seen her at every valuable parent conference, back to school night. She's always been there for her son, and it's evident right there. And as far as math's concerned, even when he was younger, our district uses MAP assessment to measure our academic progress throughout the year in math and reading. And St. Juan would always get a number that I had to make sure that it was even on the scale for math. And then I'd say, the only one that could probably beat it is his sister. And sure enough, she'd push him every year. So. Next up is Principal Frank Green from Helen Hunt Jackson.
Our special student is Alex Sauerwein, and I've had the privilege of knowing him for some years now. But he's taken advantage of our unique school that offers many pathways, flexibility, and the school's really built for a guy like this who's dedicated, committed, so personable. I mean, unanimous decision when we said, hey, vote for Student of the Month. His name came up first and as unanimous. But he was in our seat-based program doing the college prep stuff, and he's activated his adult world so early. He's full-time at Stater Brothers and straight A's with us, and just love the idea of an independent study student that meets all those qualities you want, not as a student only, but really as a human being. Drive, determination, and he's already committed to great contributions to our community. So I won't steal all the thunder. I'll let his teacher, Miss Cindy Graham, talk about him as well.
First, let me tell you a little bit about Helen Hunt Jackson, so you get an idea of what we do. We're really different from any other high school. Our students come to us, for the most part, once a week for about an hour, and we teach all subjects to them, so, except for math, thank goodness. So it's a challenge to get everything in that short a period of time, and then send them off to do their work, and then when they come back, we evaluate it. Alex is really the ideal independent studies student. He is quick at understanding what I'm asking him to do. He verifies the lesson so that he knows when he goes home, he knows what he needs to do. If he has questions, he would email me to verify that. He always comes to his appointments on time and ready, work done. if work isn't done, then we sit down together and do it. Now, he has very high expectations for his education, and he challenges me every single appointment that we have together. He gives me a run for my money every day. So, you know, he's really truly the ideal independent studies student because he gets the job done when he comes. So here's Alex.
Hello everyone, my name is Alex Sauerwein. There's a lot more people than I thought that would be here. Thank you also for Ms. Graham and Mr. Green for joining me, and also thank you for all the dignitaries and all the people that sponsor us. It's very welcome. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here today. I believe the greatest contribution to my school would be that of helping my fellow students. Even though that we're a Helen Hunt Jackson alternative school, it's sometimes hard to go home and try to learn stuff on your own. So when we do go to school, we can help each other and we can help learn as a student. So I feel that is one contribution that I could give to my students. I also feel a contribution to my family would be that of what I'm learning at school I can bring home, and I can also teach what I learned at school to my family, and that will help me to grow as well. As far as future career plans, I would like to become a firefighter paramedic with the fire department. I plan on going to MSJC and taking my EMT courses there, and I feel very responsible enough into taking the lead in the community and helping the community. They've helped me through the many times that I've needed help, and I would just like to pay back the community what they've given me. And I would welcome my family members, and that's my speech today.
I'm Dad. I know I don't look old enough. My wife and I are certainly proud of Alex. I'll tell you a little story about Alex. I go to bed about 10:30 at night, and as I go to my bedroom, I look over at his room, and he's doing his homework. And that's been a trademark of Alex, is when he has an assignment, he starts on it right away. It's been said, procrastination is suicide on the installment plan. And indeed, he's got the initiative and the drive to start on a project. Well-known scripture says that you reap what you sow, and we see that here in his grades, in what the teacher said about him. And again, my wife and I are very, very proud of him. I also want to say thank you to the sponsors. This has really been very nice. Sizzler, all those from the school district, as well as the government officials here. So very encouraging. Thank you very much.
Today I have a young lady who sets the Tiger standard at San Jacinto High School on a daily basis. She is one of those students in my short time being there that she pops out at you. And when I'm walking around the crowd, she's just one of those where you can see the glow from her smile to the way she carries herself, and it truly is a sight to see. One of the things about her is that she's well-rounded. She's in a lot of clubs. She's a 3-sport athlete. She has a 4.6 GPA. And one of the most impressive thing about her is she's had perfect attendance over the last 4 years in high school, which is tremendous. I got to see her competitive side at our academic decathlon event, which was last month, where we were 5th out of 24 schools, first time being back there since 2004. And if you could see the fire coming out of her eyes at this event, it was amazing. So with that, I'd like to introduce her math teacher, Miss Lisa Sprinkle.
Good morning. It appears my students' wishes have come true as I'm losing my voice, so I apologize for that. But I wanted to be here and just briefly talk about my experience with Sydney. I'm her AP statistics teacher, and when I was thinking about talking about her today, a quote by Robert Frost came to mind, and I don't want to mess it up, so I'm just going to read it to you. Education is the ability to listen to anything without losing your temper or self-confidence. And I could tell you that as an AP statistics teacher, I promise I won't lose my voice, we often cover topics in class that are controversial, and students always have an opinion. Whether it's their opinion or the opinion of their family, they always have an opinion. And on multiple occasions, I know that Sydney's perspective or opinion has been in contradiction to others in the class. But throughout that, and throughout those discussions, she's always maintained both her self-confidence and kept her temper in check, and used it as an opportunity really to learn mathematics, to be able to prove herself correct. And then also to just to get and take in other people's perspectives and points of view. So I think that in addition to obviously her outstanding mathematical abilities, it's that I think will again lead her to be one of the most successful people to come out of this valley, along with several of the other students that we've heard here today. So I don't want to take up too much time. I know her mom wants to talk a lot about her. And I don't want to lose my voice so that I can continue to teach today, but outstanding student, and really, truly, if you have the opportunity to talk with her, you'll see she's one of the most amazing individuals to come out of this valley. Thank you very much.
My name is Sydney Gray, and I'm a senior at San Jacinto High School. Today, my mother and father, Nikki and Jim Gray, joined me, as well as my AP Statistics teacher, Ms. Sprinkle, all of whom have positively impacted my life. Among other things, I believe that I have showed students at my school that if you work hard, you can achieve anything. Hard work is an important concept, and I try to work my hardest both inside and outside of the classroom. I play multiple sports and involved in leadership in clubs, including triathlon club, which is a true test of endurance, as well as activities such as academic decathlon. I hope that I am someone that other students can lean on and trust even when they are struggling. From kindergarten through 8th grade, I attended St. Hyacinth Academy. Freshman year was my first experience with public school. It was really difficult at first, especially as a shy girl who didn't know anyone. Throughout my high school career, I've learned to challenge myself with rigorous classes and step outside of my comfort zone. This is something that I will carry with me throughout my life, not just into college. It was my dream to attend Stanford, which unfortunately didn't work out. But now I hope to attend Duke, but have also applied to Michigan, University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, UCLA, Notre Dame, Boston, and UC San Diego. I have been accepted to Minnesota Laverne and Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. My goal is to study biomedical engineering, where I aspire to design and develop prosthetics for wounded veterans and athletes. I have massive respect for those who protect my freedoms and want to contribute as much as I can to ensure they live a good life. I feel that this is just one way that I can show support for our military and serve my country. I would also like to help athletes with amputations because sports have always been constant in my life. There's no way possible that I would have had this amazing high school experience and been prepared for my future if it wasn't for the support of my parents, school administrators, and my teachers, especially Ms. Sprinkle, who continually helps me realize that math isn't difficult, you just have to think outside of the box. I would like to thank the sponsors and all those who contributed. It has truly been an honor to represent San Jacinto High School.
All right, so basically, Sydney was really shy in kindergarten. I know it's kind of hard to believe now. She was really shy, so shy that the teacher kind of approached me and said that she needed to have a play date with another young lady that was super shy. So they got together. In fact, the funny thing is they're best friends now, and they remain best friends and probably will be the rest of their lives. Basically, she excelled at SHA, never earning anything lower than an A-, I think was the lowest ever, and ended up coming to San Jacinto. I work in San Jacinto. Unfortunately for her, probably being a PE teacher, that's why the sport part. So she got pushed into a lot of different sports. But working there, there was no option as to where she was going to attend public school, and that was San Jacinto High School, because I love it, and I knew she'd love it too. The first couple weeks, however, were a little bit rough. Transitioning from a school of 200 to a school of 1,800 is challenging. And I remember her coming in the locker room going, "Can I eat lunch in here with you, Mom?" I was like, "All right, but it's not going to be very cool for you." So that lasted a couple weeks, and she continued to kind of build friendships. And like I said, she was really shy, but she found some amazing friends. Continued through on her high school path. Still always getting straight A's, perfect attendance, not wanting to miss school. Academic decathlon came along. And once again, it's something she really wanted to do. And I said, "Hey, there's a lot of speaking, a lot of this." She's like, "No, I want to go for it." I said, "All right." And I've definitely seen her develop so much over the last year and a half with the support of everybody, great teachers like Ms. Sprinkle. I know Mr. Rossi, her academic decathlon teacher, lots of people supporting her and helping her to come out of that shy shell into this amazing young lady. I know it's hard to brag, but I'm very proud of her. And at the academic decathlon performance, they actually did very well, better than our school has ever done in academic decathlon. And let me find out. She was 36 on her speeches out of 220 speakers. She got a 910 out of 1,000 possible points. And for me, that was amazing. I actually volunteered to be one of the speech judges, not for her, obviously, or any of our students, but watching some of the speeches and what they had to do to get that high was pretty amazing. And then on the other end of things with triathlon, that's something I've been really proud of her at, the fact that she always kind of saw herself as not being that athletic, and she's able to be involved in all these different sports. And I know with triathlon, it was difficult, trying to get in the water, do all those things. She had a couple difficult pool swims, and I remember looking at her just going, "Oh, you got this, you got this." She'd look at me and just, and just continue on. And like you were talking, this young man, he was talking about his Mount Whitney. That was, maybe not quite as daring, but that was her Mount Whitney, was getting through those swims. And it's just nice to see that she's turned out to not only be able to do that athletically, but to do so well academically. So I'm just a very proud mom up here, and a very proud San Jacinto High School employee as well.
Didi Dominguez is a delightful student, and she's a wonderful human being. She's involved in most aspects of Mountain View. She's an ASB officer. She's volunteered for just about everything that we have going on our campus. She's with the suicide prevention group. Not that she's a risk, she's just trying to help others. She's a member of the superintendent's advisory student group, and also participates in athletics. In addition, her attendance is perfect. She has a 4.0 grade average since coming to Mountain View. We don't have options for 4.3 and those kinds of things, but I'm sure if we did, she would be there. And she's also highly productive. So she's, to be exact, 133% productive. So she's 33% more productive than if she were passing all of her classes at a traditional school. We're really proud of her. She represents our school so very well. And I'd like to introduce Mrs. Ochoa, who is her sponsoring teacher.
It truly has been a pleasure to work with Didi this year. I have the pleasure of working with her on three different levels. I'm an English teacher and a social studies teacher, so she's taken all of my classes and gotten A's in those. She has this academic drive where she won't accept anything less than her very best. And sometimes at our school, we're like, come on, you gotta produce credits. And she won't settle for anything less than an A. And she's just amazing. And then I also am in charge of ASB, and she's my ASB treasurer. She never falters. She's always ready to help out with every event that we have. She comes to Saturday schools, and she just puts a lot of enthusiasm and creativity into everything that she does. And then I'm also athletic director, and she participates in every sport at a very high level. She gives everything her best effort, And she's just a shining star at our school, and we're so very proud of little Miss Dee Dee. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I am Denise Dominguez. To begin with, I would like to thank everyone for coming today. And thank you for my school for this amazing opportunity you give to students like me. A valuable contribution that I've done for my community was donating blood twice this senior year. I also assisted with others' donated blood. For my school, the greatest contribution I've done is helping and organizing school activities during and after school. As the ASB treasurer, I help with keeping the money well accounted for, being responsible with making sure no money goes missing, and also keep track on what our expenses goes to. For my family, the greatest contribution I've done is taking care of my mother and making sure that she's well and helping her around the house. Throughout my life, I've had to overcome so many obstacles, as we all do. But what I've learned is to keep moving forward. There are moments in life where you get stuck in the same place. But you have to realize that life goes on whether you choose to or not. I am living, and that is the greatest opportunity I could have. I get to do whatever I want, and I get to go as far as I want. All of us have been given an opportunity, and you all took advantage of it and went pretty far. I believe I will go further, because no matter what obstacle comes my way, I will keep moving forward. Growing up, I wanted to become so many things, but as I come closer and closer to my dreams, it becomes more difficult to accomplish it. But I am willing to go after it no matter what comes my way. I look forward to my future in becoming a nurse. I will be attending San Bernardino College to earn my CNA certificate and then getting my associate's degree in nursing. Being a nurse has crossed my mind so many times. I've seen my mother become my nurse. I would like to have the same outcome as she does. I look up to my mother because she knows how to take care of me whenever I needed it. So I would like to have the same role model to my kids as my mother was to me. All in all, I know life is hard, but nothing will ever stop me. There will be moments, but life goes on and I will keep moving forward. Once again, I would like to thank everyone for coming and also to thank the sponsors. I would also like to thank every single person that helped me throughout my life, and I am glad I got to experience this amazing opportunity. I would like to have a big thank you to my sister and my boyfriend for coming. He's in the crowd.
Hello, everyone. I would like to first start off saying that I'm very proud of my sister. She's always telling me that I am her role model. She would like to succeed as I have. But just to let her know, she is my role model, and I'm so proud of her and everything that she's accomplished. So with that, I made a little speech, and I'm sorry I didn't write it on the piece of paper, so I'm going to go ahead and read it off. Have I told you lately just how proud I am of you, of all the things that you've achieved, and the wonderful things at what you do? You have achieved success and know what success means. You strive to meet your goals and to reach your dream. You do not accept limitations, conquering things placed before you. You no longer allow problems cause you to be blue. You have so much talent and creativity to share. You have such a gift. I don't think you are even aware. You are an inspiration to so many people and treat everyone as your equal. I guess I am trying to say, I love you so much. I am proud of you every day. You are truly a very talented, very gifted, absolutely amazing person, and I love you for that. Thank you.
Wow, that was amazing. We heard words like dedication, perseverance, caring, hero, And I love the story about Mount Whitney. I actually, every month I pick a word from John Maxwell, and the word today that I picked was endurance, but I'll play you guys that later, but it just goes with everyone here today. You guys have that endurance and that drive to move forward and overcoming these challenges. I mean, I think all the time, I can't do this, I don't want to do this. Doesn't everybody know all the work I have to do, and I have to do one more thing? And then I come here and I hear your stories and I think, wow, I'm such a whiner. But I'm very proud of everyone here today, and don't ever let anyone stop you from achieving your dreams. We normally have 2 dignitaries come up every month. This month we have picked one, and since we're honored with Sally Meyer's presence here this morning, we're going to have her come and speak to you, and then we'll...
Good morning. I must say that after 24 and a half years, this program every month just gets better and better. When I began the program in 1992, we began the program so that we could encourage our students and our families. But truly what happens is that our students inspire us. And I know that all of you agree with me. And Karina was talking a little bit about sharing the word endurance by John Maxwell. And John Maxwell, he is an author, a motivational speaker, and a pastor. And his tools are what we use in our group of Sizzler restaurants to train, motivate, and inspire the people that work with us. And one of the words that he actually wrote a book on, it's called Talent is Never Enough. And there's something that I read in his book that has truly motivated and has inspired me as a tool that I believe is very important, not only for me, but I'm sure for you as well. But when we talk about talent, we think about talent is really God-given, and it really is what many times gets us noticed, and it might get us noticed in the beginning. But it is really that endurance, that perseverance, becoming effective with our talent is what continues for our talent to grow. And what truly protects our talent is our character. So talent has the opportunity to be a difference maker, but it's character that truly makes the difference with our talent. And that word talent was brought up a few times today with each of you students. And so I just want to say thank you for sharing your talents with us, your God-given talents. But more than anything, it's your character that will protect it. So thank you very much, and may God richly bless you.